Morning watchers, Scott at SE Landscaping, and I have returned. Aha! I'm back. Thank you for the messages that I've had from people about the videos and people thinking I was maybe ill or disappeared somewhere, and so thank you for the well-being messages. People who just thought that something was wrong. It wasn't wrong. It's just, it's been the winter. I've had a total revamp, and as you know from previous videos last year, and I took a bit of time out. I've took a few extra days off work as well, and I've been doing a lot more with me first, with my other passion apart from gardening, which was running. So I've been getting fit again, and that's something that I'm going to take on into this year. Dropped just over a stone in the last 6 weeks. Need to get back to my running weight, so I need to drop another stone, which will come this year. It will happen. So we'll give it another 4 to 6 weeks of good training. Once we get into there, we'll be back to fighting weight. And what I mean is, I was, I think, 16.5 stone at the end of last season, and I was doing a little bit of running, but just like Sunday morning, a couple of miles. So I've ramped that up, doing quite a considerable amount more now, and like I say, I've dropped that bit of weight. Would have dropped a little bit more, and ideally once I start racing again, I need to be about 13.75 stone, because like I say, I'm a tall guy, so it's difficult to get down any less than that. Even when I used to marathon train and run a lot, I was always 13.5. So that's where we are. I'm feeling a lot better, a lot fitter as well. And like I say, I've had a few extra days off through the winter because I've been able to, with the restructuring and everything. I've looked at other things over the winter. So for instance, I was looking at this the other day. When you're working on your own and you've still got a fleet of vehicles, decisions. I've still got a huge fleet that I manage that's probably, I need to slim down a bit because I've slimmed all my other stuff down. And people go on about costs. I've seen a lot about costs recently, and last year obviously fuel's come down recently, and hopefully that'll stay down, because last year got to a peak with the war and everything in the year before, so I think we'll benefit from fuel this year. But I've had the usual renewals from insurance companies and them saying, oh, we've had to put it up because of this, because of that. Went back to them and said, no, it's not happening. Now, I used to have a fleet policy, which was good when you have loads of vehicles and loads of drivers, but once you slim that down, it doesn't become sustainable. So I got rid of that, and I went to individual policies because it worked out cheaper. And as soon as you mention to these companies you're leaving, they managed to miraculously come up with a better deal. So out of the 3 insurances I've renewed recently, 2 said they could do a better deal. One wasn't so keen, so I moved that one, and I kept the other 2 with the company, even though, like I say, it's just annoying that they think they can just put it up, because a lot of people just renew on direct debit and say, look, yeah, just sign me up again, and that's why they do it. They're just scammers. So I've managed to save money there. Public liability, same again. Because you're reducing your turnover and you're reducing your contracting, you're reducing the work you do, I've managed to save a bit of money on my public liability. I've also managed to, even down to my accountant, I've managed to save money on my accountant, because what you need to realise is accountants are based on your turnover, because it's more paperwork for them. So the more you turn over, the more staff you have, and everything like that comes at an extra cost. So because there's less payroll and less things to do there, I've managed to save money there, which is another good thing. So all round, my overheads going into this next season are less, which is good. And like I say, with still having the same income, it's going to make for a decent year as well. So I'm happy with that, the way things are going. But coming on to, like I say, workload, I've been doing a few sort of early shifts. So I've been going out still the same on a morning because everybody knows I'm an early starter, so I've still been out on the roads at sort of 6:30, 7 o'clock, but been back in for sort of 1 o'clock and stuff. Been tying up paperwork for all the contracts that are now finished and everything, so customers that's finally gone, and I've helped as many customers as I can get new work. The downside I've found is I had 3 customers who I was giving up in the private sector, and to find a private gardener is absolutely crazy. Spoke to quite a few gardeners, and yeah, they can cut grass, but they know fuck all about the trade. And these customers are good customers who want someone who knows about the business, so they want to know when you can prune a hedge, because you can't prune hedges all year round. Certain hedges need pruned at certain times, same as plants. I've watched some beauty videos over the winter of people doing sort of wrong things, and so yeah, that's where we are. So I'm still trying to hunt a decent gardener for these last 3 clients. If, like I said to them, I might have to put it, if it comes to sort of the next 2 weeks, I can't find anybody, because we've still got frosts and wet ground in the northeast. So if I can't find anybody in the area in the next 2 weeks, then I'm gonna have to put it back onto them, and hopefully they can find someone, and I can just say that I've done the best I can. So that's where we are with that. So yeah, starting in sort of 2-3 weeks time, when we start cutting grass, if it dries up, because we are predicted snow and wet weather on the way, we will be sticking with our plan of next year. I've had customers who've offered me more money to stay, and things like that, and I've just had to draw a line, because if you take that one extra customer on, then it's, well, why don't I take that one on over the road? And I could just keep that one, before you know it. So I've stuck with the plan this year, and they've all gone. And like I say, I've got 6 customers. I've got 6 customers that at the moment will keep me going till, 4 of them will keep me going till 2027. So that's a decent amount of work. The others are renewals, which I'll work on at the end of the year. And if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. And like I say, I'm in a position now where I don't need to work as much if the work doesn't come. So that's where we are with that. But coming onto YouTube, it's a bit of a funny one. I've watched some videos, and to be honest, I've unsubscribed from a few channels, because what I would say with YouTube is be careful. I mean, my advice comes with industry advice and industry knowledge, and nearly 30 years of that. So you can pretty much rely on the knowledge you're getting. I've learned all the bad things, I've learned all the good things, I've learned from mistakes, and I've made mistakes, and I've found out how to rectify them, and I pass that on to sort of people. But some of the stuff I've been watching, I mean, some of the advice, it's brutal. And a lot of it's coming from newbie gardeners, and don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against newbie gardeners. I help a lot of newbie gardeners, but some of these YouTube channels are doing quite well. And this isn't me getting at other people because their channels are doing well. Mine's just there as a format to help people. Whether it's, I think I've got 2,000 followers, whether I've got 2,000 or 10,000, it doesn't bother. But people are actually subscribing to these channels and watching these channels. And the advice, and I'm cringing when I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, people are, you're reading some of the comments, and you think, people are actually taking this shit on board. They're actually following it. And there's only one way to go. That them businesses, if they take this knowledge on board, they won't be around for long. So all I'm saying is, there's some really good channels out there, excellent channels on YouTube, but just take the advice from the good ones and try and sift through these bad channels. That's all I'm saying. So YouTube can be a funny thing, and don't listen to everything you hear, because everything isn't gospel. A couple of weeks ago, I want to say thank you to Robbie from Premier Lawns. Robbie has recently set up a new channel, Routes to Revenue, and what it got me was a free paid trip to Ireland. How it works is, Robbie has got sponsorship to set up a new channel, and it's to get business people, and to get business people's advice and everything, and what their take is on the trade and everything. Not just gardening, he has other people on board. But what Robbie did was, he shipped me across, he picked me up from the airport, he took me to his studio, which was very nice, and this video will be dropping in a few weeks, so you'll be able to watch it. We talked over the trade. He asked me a lot of questions. Then what happens is his film crew go away and edit the video and then produce it. And we went for some lunch and had a sort of drive around his part of Ireland, which was nice because I've never been, even though my ancestors come from Ireland, so it's somewhere I will get back to. And then shipped me back to the airport. So it was a nice trip out on a Monday a couple of weeks ago, which just the weather was crap anyway, so it filled the gap, and it was good to see Robbie's setup, Robbie's studio, meet his team over there and everything like that. So thank you for that, Robbie. And if you're already subscribed to Premier Lawns, if you subscribe to Routes to Revenue as well, it's a good up and coming channel, and you will, as I spoke about a couple of minutes ago, the poor advice on YouTube, this channel will have some really good business heads on, so you will get some advice, so that will be worth watching, and hopefully his channel will grow, because this is proper advice rather than, like I say, the poor advice you get elsewhere. So apart from that, winter has been, like I say, the last month, it's been a matter of just lifting trees so that the tractor and the machines can get under easier, and doing the last few hedge reductions and things that I've been doing before the season starts to make my job easier. Edge and footpaths, just getting everything sort of interchecked, anything to make that job easier when the season starts. That's pretty much what we've been doing. So will the videos drop going forward as much as they have been? Probably not. I'm probably going to be moving to fortnightly, because like I say, the running's taking up quite a bit of my time, so I'm probably looking at, as the season goes on, aiming to drop videos on a fortnightly basis, which will still get some good videos out there. Machinery wise, I think I mentioned the Aticia. I'm still waiting on Aticia. They sort of let me down on a visit, and I'm still waiting for them to come back to me on that, so hopefully we'll get somewhere, because we're getting pretty desperate now. We sort of need that more, well, we'll need that more in 4 weeks time. Going forward we'll need it, just to start cutting grass. I mean, if it's dry, yes, I've got the Grillo, but the plan is we need something for the wet, and the Aticia replaces the Grillo, because the Aticia will cut in any weathers. Apart from that, it's just a few small bits and pieces that we invest in, new strimmer, a couple of new hand machines and things like that. I've got a couple of mowers that's probably going to go on the market soon as well, just to cut back on things we don't need. But apart from that, we're pretty much all set for the season, and slimmed down, like I say, overhead slimmed down, which is a rarity to say, because from what I've seen, everybody else's has gone up. But as I mentioned earlier in the video, go to these people, negotiate new deals, and if you can't get new deals, go and have a look elsewhere, because everything that can be cost savings wherever you go. Yes, fuel, we're driven by what's on that forecourt and the prices that's on the forecourt and what's happening in the world elsewhere, but everything else in your business you can pretty much negotiate. It's the same with workwear. I used to buy a lot of workwear sort of yearly, and then I started to buy it in bulk. So in the unit I've got probably enough t-shirts and stuff to last me for the rest of my days. But buying it singly each year, it's cheaper to buy. If that guy's printing you 10 t-shirts, it's cheaper to print 30 t-shirts, and yes, you might have them, but you're always going to use them if your business is going to be there. So just negotiate deals. So just a short one, just an update, and like I say, we'll get some videos out over the next few months and keep them coming. So thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.